Hello everyone. Now let us look at utilization of current affairs in your optional sociology answer writing. Here I will be talking about important current affairs topics which have some inclination towards sociology, or those topics must be used in your answer writing while you are writing your optional answers. And there is high possibility that the questions could be framed on those issues as well, because as we know, in sociology optional papers UPSC asks few questions which are based upon current affairs, and most of the time students feel it very tricky, or they feel it very difficult to answer from sociological point of view. So let us look at two important current affairs issues which are very important for your sociology answer writing. So I will be here talking about how you can utilize these topics and you can link those topics to the syllabus mentioned. So let us start. So this is the syllabus. As we know, there are two papers, paper 1, paper 2. In paper 1 you have 10 chapters, and under every chapter there are 4 to 5 points or sub points mentioned as part of the syllabus of that particular chapter, and you have 3 section in paper 2. So let us start with first news, which is very much important for your sociology answer writing. The first is Justice Hema Committee report. As we all know that after release of this report, there have been several developments in Kerala film industry, and even this issue has widely impacted the film industry across country, and this is very much in the news. And this issue highlights the status of women working in film industry, and there are various indirect impacts upon the working of women in various sectors of the economy. So we know that the various power groups which exist, which control the power in film industry as per this report, and there is this casting couch phenomena. Apart from that, the incidence of sexual harassment, and how there is opaqueness in some sectors, and apart from that there are also various inequalities which exist in film industry, and this has triggered the wider debate, which is especially in economic domain in service sector, and how these things are important for the mobility of women. So all these issues are linked to this topic, and there are various debate discussions and articles which are published in newspaper around this issue. So you should read this issue, very important for your mains examination, and even this issue can be quoted in various questions which are asked in UPSC examination. Second important issue is Bangladesh crisis. Since you know that there were widespread protests across Bangladesh, the protests were primarily led by student organizations, youths, and we know that in sociology paper we have topics like protest, agitations, revolution, etc. And from general point of view, that is from democracy point of view, citizenship point of view, state point of view, this topic is very important. So politics and society, or political structure, so this issue can be quoted in various questions. So let us look at the syllabus and try to put these two topics and relate to your syllabus. So you can quote these two current affairs topics in various answers of your sociology. So when you look at syllabus, you know that in HEMA committee report there were various interviews or the questionnaires were given, and answers to those questions were taken from various members of the film industry. So we have one topic called techniques of data collection, so you can relate with this topic. When you look at Bangladesh crisis, we find class struggle or alienation. There are economic reasons also responsible for that, so division of labor, even how the prime minister of the country was forced to resign, so issues around authority, bureaucracy, and even we can relate it to the pattern variables. In both topics, HEMA, Justice HEMA Committee report and Bangladesh crisis, we find various latent and manifest aspects, issues of conformity and deviance. Even in stratification and mobility, we know that with respect to female actors which are there in the industries, there are a lot of inequalities. And in Bangladesh, deprivation of majority of the sections of the society, various the youths or the opposition political parties and various members of the country faced one or other sort of deprivation. And as we know that the deprivation is one of the root cause behind the protest and the revolutions or demands. Even the issue of or the dimension of gender with respect to Justice HEMA Committee report, and social mobility angle, economic life, you can very well relate it with both the topics. Sociological theories of power, as we right now talked about the power group which exists in the film industry, which actually led to the alienation of women or which actually forced them to meet the various illegal and unethical demands. And the keywords like power elite, bureaucracy, pressure groups, political parties, all were there in Bangladesh crisis or protest. Nation, state, citizenship, democracy, civil society, ideology, protest, agitation, social movements, collective action, revolution. It means this 7th chapter, politics and society, can entirely relate with the Bangladesh crisis which took place. And the topic of religion. In system of kinship, you find patriarchy and sexual division of labor. So the notion of patriarchy, it at the root cause of, we can say, the issue which is there in Kerala film industry and which is also found across other film industries as well. So you can relate very well with patriarchy. And the protest which took place in Bangladesh, how they will lead to the social change, right? As we know that whenever there is a conflict, the outcome of that conflict will be social change. And even this report is highlighting the various issues, and the development post the release of that report will also lead to the one or other sort of change. So the notion or theories of social change are very much relevant in both the topics. What are the actors of the social change, how the science and technology is influencing role of social media and the communication devices, and etc. You can very well relate with patriarchy, and the entitlements is there, and everything, whether it is a crisis of democracy and the formation of new interim government in Bangladesh, or how the government in Bangladesh were supposed to run, and the status and dignity of the woman and the opportunities in the film industry and other sectors of the economy. So all these are governed by constitution, law and social change. So you can very well relate those topics in this context as well. And as we already talked about paper 1 topics, which are nation, democracy and citizenship, political parties, pressure group, social political elite, so all these things are related with Bangladesh crisis, democracy crisis. And the last is violence against women. Again, the topic of Justice HEMA Committee report can be related. So there are few topics in your current affairs. So those topics can be related to the most of the contents which is mentioned in your syllabus. So you try to figure out those current affairs topics, and once you figure out those current affairs topics, you can relate to the most of the syllabus points, and those can be used in your answers to analyze or to put that particular question in particular context or to justify your analysis. So these are 2 points. This is just example where I want to tell you that how you can collect the current affairs topic and how you can relate those current affairs topics with your syllabus. So these two are very significant development in society, which we recently observed, learnt about, and how these two topics can be used while writing answer, and this certainly will give novelty to your answers. So hope you understood the idea behind utilizing these current affairs topics in your answer writing. All the best.